Hi cuties! Welcome back to the Royal Diaries. I am Ginger Nichelle and I'm here to tell you about all things design, fashion design, what it's like being an indie designer, and just give you some candid talk. What we're going to discuss today is how to find your niche market and where to find inspiration. I feel like I get this question a lot of, people don't know who they are as a designer and they feel like they need to find it and find themselves very quickly. I will tell you that, sometimes it takes some time for you to know who you are as a designer. You probably are going to test different categories, test different markets, test different silhouettes, different fabrics until you really find who you are as a designer. So don't feel discouraged if you cannot figure this out right away, or even if it evolves. I mean, maybe you just start designing swimwear, but then you decide you don't like swimwear and you actually move into some athleisure or something completely different like a formal wear. So don't feel bad if you can't figure it out, but I'm here to help you figure out where you can find inspiration and how to find your niche. By finding your inspiration as a designer, this will help you open up as to who you are as the designer. You will understand who your target market is. You will understand what your brand identity is. What are you trying to sell? What story are you trying to sell with your clothing? Who are you as an artist is really what you want to learn and discover with finding your inspiration. So I've put together a few steps to help you discover who you are as a designer and maybe some places where you can pull some inspiration from. My first tip is to think about what are your hobbies. For me personally, I love cosplay, I love anime, I love video games, I love comics, nerdy things like that. So that is where I pull a lot of my inspiration from. I pull my inspiration from the thought or the art of dressing up that my target customer, my girl, is going to want to be out, be seen, have her picture taken, get stopped in the crowd, ask who is she wearing, that type of person. So that's where I pull my hobby from, my love of Japanese culture, Japanese street fashion. That's where I pull a lot of my inspiration from, as well as Barbie, if you can't tell, but her too. So just think about the hobbies that you have, think about what you like to do. You can even think about the hobbies that you like to do, like maybe you like cooking a lot. So maybe you can start by making a line of aprons or something that looks really cute when you cook. Or you can do something that's functional because maybe you find, aprons are cool, but I would actually love this to be something else. I would love this to be a functional garment that I can wear. I don't have to take off something. I can just wear something while I cook and I can walk out the house and it's a whole outfit. So think about what your hobbies are and how you can expand on them. My second tip is to think about who are your favorite designers. If you're unsure about what your aesthetic is, think about who your favorite designers are. Think about who you're pulled to, why you're pulled to them. One of my favorite designers that is, widely known is Betsy Johnson. I love her use of prints. I love her mixing prints, mixing colors, just really kind of being wild and free. I feel like I'm going to be her when I am 75 and doing a cartwheel down the runway. Like, I just feel like she has a great personality. Her aesthetic is really, really cute. It's kind of edgy, kind of girly, kind of soft, feminine, but also hard. So she mixes a lot of that with her whole brand, and I'm really inspired by Betsy Johnson and her work. Number 3, you can think about what eras you are drawn to. Maybe you're really into vintage wear, maybe 1950s, maybe 1940s, maybe the 20s. Maybe you're just really into that vintage fashion. Maybe you're into those silhouettes, those lines, the inner construction. Maybe you're into, Marie Antoinette's time and corsets and frills and lace and things like that. So, think about the eras that you enjoy and that you love. I remember when I was younger, probably preteen, teenager, I loved 70s wear. Like my parents literally said that I was born in the wrong era because I loved bell bottoms. I love platform shoes. I loved all of those things. You want to think about possibly the eras because each era has different silhouettes, different fabrics, different colors. So that'll help kind of bring inspiration on who you are, who you want to be as a designer, who you are as a brand. Number 4, you can find inspiration just from fabrics. I know that for me, I also love to pick fabrics and then design into the fabric sometimes, because sometimes I can't think of a silhouette or a sketch that I want to make, but I see some fabric and I'm like, this would be a great blah, blah, blah. And so I pick up the fabric and then make said garment. So you can even think about what you want to do that way. Think about just the type of fabrics you're drawn to. Are you drawn to more structured looks? Are you drawn to more soft and flowy? Are you drawn to certain prints, polka dots, stripes, florals, paisley prints, plaids, those type of things? What are you drawn to? How do they make you feel when you touch them, when you feel them, when you're wearing them? Think about all of those things so they can help you find inspiration as a designer. For number 5, I'm going to say that a good way to find inspiration is thinking about one of your favorite artists. Now that may be art as in painting, art as in music, art as in acting, any celebrities, things like that. So if you think of maybe music, I'm really big on music. I really love R&B music. I love sad girl music. I love lo-fi hip hop. So like those kind of sounds and that kind of beat, that R&B, that like, I love you, I'm gonna sing you a love song, I really love you so much. You know, I love that type of music. You know, there might be someone that's more kind of just like alternative, you know, like Twigs, and you just, when you hear her, you just feel something in the music, you feel something in the room, feel something when you sit down and really listen to her music, and maybe it inspires you. Maybe you look at a painting, maybe it's an abstract painting, it's maybe all over the place, like Basquiat, and you look at that and you're like, well, I love the way these lines look, I love the way it's abstract, you know, I really just love this part of it, I love that he was all over the place and it was just, you know, just, oh my God, like maybe you have that feeling when you look at paintings. So you really want to sit and think about, you know, your favorite different types of art medium, maybe, you know, acting, if you love Broadway, if you love, you know, showgirls and or Cirque du Soleil or something like that, and you find inspiration from other people creating art, I think is also a really, really beautiful way to figure out who you are as a designer and where to pick up that spark that you're looking for. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about finding your niche. I think finding your niche kind of comes with time. It comes with a lot of trial and error. But after a lot of trial and error, after trying different categories, trying different types of designs, types of silhouettes, finding out what you're good at designing, you know, it will come to you naturally. So don't feel bad if you can't figure out what your niche is, or you want to try so many different things. You're like, you know, I love rock music, you know, indie punk bands, and this is what I think they should be wearing. Well, you know, maybe what you design is not something that they want to wear. What you design might be for something that somebody in the mosh pit wants to wear, or wants to wear, you know, who's going to these concerts and things like that. So, you know, maybe you want to work with them, but actually your clothes are selling to the people that are watching them. It kind of takes time for you to figure out your niche. Don't feel like you need to, that's something that you need to rush. It's definitely something that comes with time and comes with practice. So just keep working at it. Just keep trying different categories. Like I said, if you want to try swimwear, you want to try lingerie, you want to try formal wear, you want to try men's, you want to try kids, you want to try dogs, you know, try all the different types of categories, and I promise you one of them will come through, one of them will stick, and you'll really understand what your niche actually is. So my last bit of advice for finding your niche market, you might want to look outside of garments that cannot be found in stores. So for example, if you have a lot of petite friends that find it very difficult to find clothes, you might want to design for the petite market, or maybe the tall market, the plus size, the transgender community. You might want to design for lady wrestlers. You know, just think of different subcultures that you are maybe part of or have friends that are part of and constantly complain that they can't find something that they want. That typically will also help you kind of figure out your niche, because different subcultures are very niche markets. But if there is a definite demand for it, then you definitely have a great brand to sell to that market and sell to the people that are looking for what you have to offer. So I really hope that these tips were helpful for you. If you have any questions about how to really find your niche market, if you feel like there are other tips you can give, feel free to put them down in the comment box. Otherwise, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can use the tips that I did give you today. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button for all the lovely algorithm things. Check out the other videos on my channel where you can learn about how to be a fashion brand and what it's like to be a indie designer in LA and a fashion designer. So I will see you next time. Stay cute and stay unique.